Man, I was really hoping that would go off without a hitch. Good job,
La-
me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tales from the Film Set. I'm your host and also host, Ryan Regan and Davion Bussey here tonight.
I was about to say I thought I was taking over host, but I mean, all right, fine. I just uploaded everything, got us a new background, did the video, did all the. But if you want to host, that's okay. That's all. I'm not going to be judgy. I'm not going to be
No, I just because you was doing all the hard work, I was like, let me just do the intro.
judgy. Okay, I appreciate you picking up the slack on that. But
Yeah.
yes, welcome everybody. Scott is not available at the moment. He's too busy working on actual film stuff while we are here. But we are going to go ahead and entertain you for the next hour or so. And before we get into any of the little bulletin points that you see there down at the bottom, I do want to make one thing addressed because this is something that's been brought up as a topic of conversation, and we know the implications of the case that's going to be going on. We are aware of the whole Alec Baldwin
Yeah.
manslaughter case that
Yeah.
has been presented as of last week. Um, the thing is, Scott has a lot to say regarding Alec Baldwin. I believe he's actually mentioned a couple of things previously. Maybe not in this episode, maybe not on Tales from the Film Set, but he has addressed it before. So I kind of feel like if we are going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it next week once Scott is here.
Right.
I know Davion, he has his own personal perspective, given that he is licensed in weapons handling on set. So he'll be coming at us from a more technical aspect. Scott will be probably a little bit more anti Alec, from my guess. And I'll just be here to moderate. But we want to make sure that we get everybody on hand for that. So that will
Right.
be next week's episode. So tune in next Monday for that. Everything else you're seeing there at the bottom, we are going to be talking about tonight.
Exactly.
First, Dame, how are you? Aside from usurping
I'm
my responsibilities.
fantastically well. I know y'all see the Black Adam, the Target exclusive right behind me with Black Adam and Hawkman.
Okay. That's the one
And
on the bottom there, right?
no, the one at the top right here.
Oh, I thought it was like a Funko.
No. No.
All right.
um, well, if anybody's interested, we are giving out swag for Avatar.
Yes, that the movie that just won't die.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of it because I didn't even see the first one.
Okay, well, at least I can say I've seen the first one. Yes, it's just one of those things where it's like it hasn't grabbed me as much as say it may have done for other people.
Right.
Um, but yes, I guess we could go ahead and get into that topic of discussion at the moment.
Right.
That currently, yes, Avatar: The Way of Water has passed the $2 million mark. Now,
Should we applause or should we wait?
I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, it's a big deal that Avatar this past weekend crossed the $2 billion mark. There are only 6 films in the entirety of cinema, not counting for inflation, obviously,
Yeah.
that has ever genuinely got to that point. And of course, the thing a lot of people want to talk about is the fact that it's one of the fastest to do so. I think fastest in 14 years, I would say. And yeah, James Cameron, of those 6 movies, directed half of them. So it's like, on the one hand, you can't deny James Cameron. As
Right.
much as people may think that he's maybe a little bit more self aggrandizing and maybe a little too full of himself in regards to the work that he does, you can't knock the evidence.
Right.
That being said, I still have no ambition to see this sequel. Like, I'm
Don't
sorry, I just can't. It's like,
I'm not gonna lie with you. Like I'm the same way. Like unless I was like with friends and they say, "Day, let's go see the first one, and then we go see part two." And I'm like, the first one was how many hours?
Not 3 hours, I don't think.
Right.
Still pretty long.
Right. And now part two is like three something hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And mind you, there are just as many movies that have gone out that have been that long, possibly even longer.
Spider-Man No Way
But
Home. Perfect example.
uh,
It was close.
even just currently, Babylon from Damien Chazelle.
Mm,
And I love that movie. That was a fun movie. That keeps you awake. This,
mm,
I feel like it would be like watching a Magic Eye poster for way too long.
mm. Wow.
I just don't have the ambition for it. It's more power to them.
Right.
And as we can see here, I think if the live is showing it properly, yes, okay, it is. Um, After 6 weeks at the top, as being reported by GameSpot, Avatar: The Way of Water holds on to the top position, number one in cinemas across the $2 billion mark in the global box office, knocking Spider-Man: No Way Home down to seventh place. That
Mm,
hurts.
that definitely hurts.
The latest milestone, the first Avatar movie, and Titanic. Outside of Cameron's films, the rest of the elite group of blockbusters includes Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So half of the movies are James Cameron's. The other half are Disney properties, being Marvel and Star Wars. And technically, because of Disney buying Fox, Disney owns all of these.
Right.
Like, you just I almost have to feel like some sort of sympathy for the Jurassic Park series because that's like the only one that's gotten into like these global top tens and everything that hasn't been owned by the Mouse House
Right. Yet. Yet.
yet.
Yet.
Yes, yes. God forbid if Universal goes ahead and is like, you know what? Maybe we won't try to reboot these. Maybe the whole bugs thing in Dominion that was a step too far. Let's just get rid of it. God help us if that ever becomes happening. But there is something that I wanted to point out, specifically because of what you pulled up. If you can go ahead and pull up, Day, what you had as far as the cumulative toll for Way of Water,
Okay.
um,
So
and that,
oh,
yeah, domestic wise,
domestic wise, it made 598,409,459 domestic.
right? So in this grand scheme of James Cameron's Avatar movie, only about like a quarter of it has
No,
come from
not a
the
quarter.
domestic box office.
Not a quarter.
Roughly a quarter.
30%.
But it's not 33 and a third, so I can't say a third.
Okay.
All right, let's shave off a little bit. Say it's like, some of it has to go to promotions, at
Okay.
marketing, advertising. But that just
International.
means that like the majority of this cum has come from overseas markets.
Yeah,
Avatar
international.
is not an American thing. It's a global thing. It's a universal thing. Not no
Right.
pun intended to Universal Studios.
But
And
international, like, let me explain something.
yeah, please do,
International,
because
yeah,
it boggles my mind how
internationally,
something this simple can be so loved.
international, this is where it hits home. 1,428,266,211. That shows you how much other countries love this film.
But why?
You have to understand that okay, do I have to go privilege?
If you must.
a lot of countries outside of the US, seeing something like this is a art. It's a beautiful masterpiece, visually and stunning, that some filmmakers in their countries are not able to perform or to create something like this. America, on the other hand, we have it every single day. We have stuff where we can make visual settings and stuff like that. Some countries with the cameras they have is not up to date compared to our cameras.
But I wouldn't think that that technology is, just for us. It's
And
like
it's
how
not
how
just
much technology have we gone from overseas? How much technological advancement has China and Japan and everyone put us through in order for us to live with the technology that we have now? Yet we can't give them the same cameras?
yeah, we can. But guess what? How much is those cameras worth in the US? And if you bring it over there, it's twice as much over at their country.
Then teach someone how to make it.
And it's not even just the cameras, it's the graphics, like Kyle said, the pretty graphics, the visual stunning. And those cameras are expensive.
It just makes us feel like we're the New York Yankees. The only reason we ever did so well was because we had the money to do so well
And
and buy
and
up everything. It's
and
like,
and
I
sadly, and I hate saying this at times, the only close to competition would be Japan or China, Europe, and that's the only amount I could think of. But any other country like India, South Asia,
I
North
don't knock on India. Bollywood has its own
Yeah,
thrill
but
ride.
when it comes to software wise, when it comes to graphic wise, can they keep up in competition with a Warner Brothers or Sony or all these other companies that has the money and the funding? I'm not saying America is the top tier, but these are American companies.
Ah,
You know,
see,
but like, don't get me wrong, Bollywood do have some
yes.
good films. And exactly, Bali has its own style. But when you're talking about a visual, special effects, graphics, camera quality to the point where you are in awe, how many people can go to the grain and beat that? And if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. I'm not perfect.
Okay, well, there's Kyle's pretty much saying. I mean, timing wise, that worked out. But yeah, here's the thing. Like, I understand it looks pretty.
Yeah.
I understand that, yes, in order to probably get the full experience, you probably have to do the theatrical experience, the big screen, the IMAX, the Dolby Digital, whatever have you. But it's still a mid movie. The plot itself is damn near recycled from the first film.
And I
And
look,
now, from what I'm hearing about what the third movie's going to incorporate, there's going to be like a new fire-oriented Navi who are going to be a little bit bad. He's basically taking the plot from Avatar: The Last Airbender and putting it into his avatar. There's too many avatars.
and I just like to let the audience know I did not watch the film. Neither the
Neither have
first
I.
one.
I've had
And
no
I-
ambition to do it.
and I'm not attacking any film in different countries. I'm not. I'm just putting it out there that comparing to the companies within that country, like, are they going to be in competition with other corporations, when I mean corporations, companies. And Avatar, because it's James Cameron is recognizable.
James Cameron doesn't do what James Cameron does for James Cameron.
Exactly.
James Cameron does what James Cameron does because he is
James
James
Cameron.
Cameron.
And that's what I want people to realize. Operation Dumble Drop 2 is coming out.
Joe,
Wait,
seriously? I don't even want to know about that. How are you gonna do a sequel on a real story? And
wait, wait.
poor Dougie
Operation
Doug.
Dumble.
Was it Dougie Doug or Dougie
Oh,
Fresh?
he
I
said
forget which one he
joking.
said.
Joking. He's joking. He's joking. Okay. Okay.
I would rather say that. I would rather see it. Don't don't play with my emotions.
But
Anyway,
make a long story short, like
yeah.
I said, the graphics, special effects. Some people likes the wow factor, visually stunning. People will pay top dollar to see something different, something that's never been done before, graphic wise. Story, I agree, probably mediocre, but visually, it's a masterpiece for the visual arts of a
You
film.
know, speaking of seeing something different that they haven't seen before and talking uh graphics and such, this blew my mind when I saw it today.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah. What color
Yeah.
would he be playing?
Yeah, no, this is really a thing. Now, obviously, if you haven't heard, late last year, earlier this year, the Mars company who owns M&M's, they decided to do a little remodeling of the classic M&M candies, spokes candies or spokes models, whatever you want to call them.
Mhm.
And I guess some people got upset about it.
Well, people have. Okay, I'm going to say something, and
Specifically, conservative political pundits got upset about it.
I got something to say. You have the right to be upset as an American people. You have the right, no matter what your religion, creed, political views, anything. You have a right to be upset at anything that you want, except
Except,
people's opinion. You have to respect their opinion. But you have a right to be upset, but you have to respect it.
well, as Uh, as reported by Amy
Wait.
Kuprinski from right here in New Jersey at newjersey.com,
Mhm.
um, apparently Maya Rudolph, which nothing against Maya Rudolph. I like Maya Rudolph. You know,
Yeah.
she's one of those talents that, you know, she can be dramatic, she can be comedic, she's got a great singing voice. Um, you know, she's definitely one of that, like, you know, few talents from SNL that can like pretty much do anything.
Facts.
Now, apparently she is going to be making her debut as the new spokesmodel for M&M's Super Bowl in one of those Super Bowl commercials. That in itself almost makes me think, okay, this might be a lie.
Mhm.
This might be just like some fraudulent marketing sort of thing in order to drum up attention to the commercial when it premieres.
Right.
Because I can't imagine that they would actually go ahead and do something as ridiculous as feel the pressure for the redesigns. Here's here's their quote as the M&M's made their announcement today. America, I'm gonna do this like a spokesman. Hold on, America, let's talk. In the last year, we've made some changes to our beloved spokes candies. We weren't sure if anyone would even notice. And we definitely didn't think it would break the internet. But now we get it. Even a candy's shoes can be polarizing, which was the last thing M&M's wanted since we're all about bringing people together. Therefore, we have decided to take an indefinite pause from the spokes candies. In their place, we are proud to introduce a spokesperson America can agree on, the beloved Maya Rudolph. We are confident Ms. Rudolph will champion the power of fun to create a world where everyone feels they belong. Even she says it sounds like a Super Bowl stunt, which it really does. But the fact remains that there were people that really did get upset about these redesigns right here.
Wait a minute.
So,
Whoa, pause. Pause.
what?
What redesigns?
Well, apparently some people were upset that like they changed around the green M&M. You know, there was like she was sexy with the boots on, but now they went ahead and made her basic, and now they're showing her with pictures with the brown one, trying to say that she's a lesbian, and then there's the whole, as
Hold up.
Tucker Carlson calls it, plus size obese purple candy, which is apparently is a whole conversation for him. And I'm like,
Whoa.
they're painted candies.
Whoa. So people are upset because I'm trying to understand the irony of this situation. I'm really trying to understand. They're upset of something that was.
Basically, conservatives or right wing pundits like Tucker Carlson are upset that they can no longer have
You
sexy
said wait.
fantasies
I'm
about the
gonna
green
pause you.
M&M.
Time out. Tucker Carlson. Wait. Tucker who? Tucker what?
Tucker
Tucker no
Carlson.
opinion. Tucker no opinion. Tucker no opinion. Okay. If you're complaining about M&Ms, I'm
Yo,
surprised that you know what? Let me go through them. Like, yes, it is stupid manufacturer outrage. Tucker no opinion. Cause you always do that stupid look on your show like this. Like, I can't, bro. I I know they hired you for laughs. And you are comedic relief because you do this face when people are watching you on this show, and it's like the stupid face, like,
yo.
I'm sorry, but real talk, you're complaining about M&Ms. You're going to eat them. It's not that serious. They're just
For some people, it
mascots.
is apparently.
But it's not. I'm sorry. I'm taking back everything I said. Respect your opinion. Respect. I'm sorry.
I flipped him. I flipped him.
I can't. You're getting upset about M&Ms. They weren't meant for you. They were for the kids. To be honest with you, dude, they're candy. A me- a creation that advertised children to have candy. And probably adults too that loves M&Ms, especially the different flavors. And then you make a LBG moment about M&Ms. M&Ms. You're promoting, dude. It's candy. It's candy, dude. I'm not upset about anybody else except for Tucker Carlson, whatever the heck his name is. It's Tucker no opinion. Like you're going to eat it by the end of the day with your stupid face, like.
Yo.
Like trying to understand why people are upset. I'm upset that I'm basically talking about Tucker No Comic Carson just looking stupid. I'm sorry. If this go viral, I could care less. Tucker No Concept, no comment. Yes, you got a show, but come on, man. Come on. M&M's talk about real problems, real topics. real political views. You're talking about M&Ms.
You feeling all right
M&Ms.
there? You good?
M&Ms. Oh my God. What is this world coming to? M&Ms? Like, really?
Yeah. Basically, they're just upset that a spokes candy that's been around probably ever since what, the 50s and 60s, when they started doing television commercials for them, and became more prominently once CGI for the M&M's candies became a big deal with uh that's J.K. Simmons, who's been voicing the yellow M&M for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And then you've got like a bevy of talented voice actors that are taking care of like these iconic roles, but they just wanted to go ahead and be a little bit more inclusive, and people were saying, and no, you're not being inclusive, you're being woke.
Tucker Carlson.
He just don't he doesn't want them to melt in his mouth or in his
No,
hand
no, no, no.
anymore.
No. He has a vision of him being a M&M. Carson, what type of M&M do you want to be? Exactly. He hasn't been talking about real politics problems in about 20 years. He just all he did for 20 years was doing a stupid face.
Honestly, let's be clear. If Tucker Carlson was an M&M, he would be the little red one.
No, he would not. They
Oh
would
yes, he
make
would,
he would
because he's
make
always a little surly and he's shorter than the rest.
Tucker Carlson would be the red, white, and blue.
Oh, but you can't have the red and the blue one mixing because they're both guys.
But trust and believe in Tucker Carlson's eyes, he will be the red, white, and blue.
Okay, I gotta stop this. All right.
I'm sorry.
Look, all I'm saying is it'll be interesting to see. I mean, first of all, Super Bowl has always been a big thing when it comes to the commercials. So we always enjoy watching the commercials, seeing what comes up during the breaks and
Yeah,
halftime and everything. So at least this is going to get like enough eyes on it from both sides. There's going to be the people that actually care about the story and everything, and then there's going to be the people that are just going to be like, okay, I'm watching football. Let's see what they're doing with these M&M's commercials.
commercials. Exactly.
Yeah, it's just gonna be fun. It's gonna be nonsense.
And Tucker Carlson is taking this serious. Out of all real issues, he takes this
Right,
seriously. Like, come on, man. Like
right.
Fox, that's the best you can do. Tucker Carlson, like really? I'm sorry.
He's
I'm
just
sorry.
upset because the M&Ms get stuffed with more things than he does. So I'm personally a pretzel M&M man myself. That just got a great crunch to it. I've never been about peanuts.
I'm just been chocolate inside.
Well, that's that. No, I can't say it. I can't say it.
Yeah, don't you dare say it. Don't you dare say
Dang, you can't set me up for things like this.
it. Well, which one's the crunchy one? Without the pretzel. Which one's the
Well, I
peanut
think
butter?
it's the orange one, the one that looks all nervous.
Okay. Well, comment down below which one is what. Which
Yeah,
one's the
what's
blue
your
one? Which
favorite
one is
M&M?
bigger?
What
Yeah,
what
which one?
what does your favorite M&M say about you? And let
Yeah,
me know if you've even had the purple one because I haven't seen that in like any bags.
yeah.
So I don't even know where that came from.
And for those who have questions about Tucker Carlson, do he
Yeah, for
even
those who
eat
have questions
M&Ms?
about Tucker Carlson, don't address them to Davion because you will have a half-hour argument. I'm trying to save that from you.
Tucker Carlson arguing about M&Ms. I can't. I can't. There's real topics in the world. You're talking about M&Ms like, dude.
Bro. All right.
Uh,
Speaking of more important topics in the world, let's get down to our main topic for tonight, and that is the 2023 Razzie Awards. Now, as
yeah.
we all know, per the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice, we are in award season. The Oscar nominations are actually going to be mentioned tomorrow, so we'll probably talk about that next week as well. But tonight, we're talking the Razzies, the best of the worst. Now, mind you, the Razzies have come under a little bit of controversy in the last couple of years, especially last year with that whole uh, thing with Bruce Willis and knocking on all of his movies that he had to do while he was still suffering with his particular
Yeah.
ailments. So they came under fire there. So I would say this year they've probably been a little bit more toned down with their choices, but we are going to go through the nominations and give our predictions as to who is going to win some of these awards.
Okay.
So let me just go ahead and bring up that list of nominees. All right. What? Why? Why? All right. Come on. There we go.
Okay. Oh,
I don't know why McAfee Web Advisor is giving me this right now, but
sadly, sad.
all right. Just yeah.
Uh,
Okay. There we go.
yeah, there you go.
All right. So the full list of 2023 Razzie nominees. First worst picture, we have Blonde, which is the Netflix original film starring Ana de Armas. Disney's Pinocchio, which was the live action remake with Tom Hanks. Good Morning, which was the comma dramedy film made by Machine Gun Kelly, starring him, Megan Fox, Pete Davidson, pretty much all of his people. The King's Daughter, which I don't think many people even realize came out in theaters. It was like early last year. We're talking
Right.
like January of last year. And it just like flew under the radar. It's like, you know, a princess finds a mermaid or something. I don't even know, but it's like it's a very weak fantasy.
Stop.
And then Morbius, which if you don't know what Morbius is at this point, I don't even know.
Exactly.
So, Day, just from the first category, what do you think is the worst out of these movies?
Pinocchio wasn't bad. I will say it was very entertaining. Only thing I had an issue with, it didn't stay true to the actual animation, but it wasn't bad to the point where it was like, oh my god, this is a horrible film.
Can you really
Uh,
say it didn't stay in true to the original animation
it
when
didn't.
Pinocchio
It
looked
really did.
exactly
That's
like a
what.
3D version of Pinocchio?
Yeah, it really didn't, but it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't bad, bad. Like you knew certain things until they showed you the ending, and you was like, he could have, you could have turned him into the boy, but but it wasn't bad. It was like they just left that out, and you're like, okay, I just go back and watch the animation, but it's not bad, but it's nothing spectacular, but it's not the worst thing. Morbius, it was okay. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It's not a bad film. I really feel as though they should have done him justice, but it wasn't bad. The
Yeah,
King's
it
Daughter,
kind of felt like an afterthought in regards to all the Spider-Man stuff that's been going on
correct,
between the animated Miles Morales one, No Way Home for the three Peters meeting up and everything. It's like, and then you have Morbius, which is in the universe but not really.
right, and also Blondie. I don't know anything about.
No, 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 not Blondie. Blondie is a whole different character. Just
No, I'm
blonde,
talking about Blondie.
blonde.
I mean Blonde. Sorry, I said
Yeah,
Blondie.
it's
Sorry.
only Blondie if there's an I between the D and the E.
Yeah, that no, I understood, but I said it wrong. That was my mistake, audience.
Yeah,
Attack me later, but
that's a whole
Blonde.
other blonde
Yeah.
character from the heyday, Blondie and Dagwood.
All right, Blonde. I don't know nothing about the King's Daughter. I didn't even know that was a film. I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's hard to really knock on some of these films when you didn't even
But,
know they existed.
but there's one film I'm leaving out. Machine Gun Kelly's movie.
Why are you saying that like your Uncle Remus from Song of the South? What's that
Because,
voice?
because you ain't geek. You had what's his name from Saturday Night Live? The one that always acting like he's stupid, but he's not.
That's half the characters.
But years old, one that dated Kim Kardashian, Kanye West want to kill.
Trump? No.
Keith Davis.
Oh, you're talking about the actor, not the
Yeah.
actual.
Yeah. So you got Machine Gun Kelly,
Yes.
Megan, whatever her name is, which is his girlfriend,
Fox. Yes.
Megan Fox, and you have Keith. Is it Keith Davis or
It's Pete
no?
Davidson, and you know it's Pete Davidson because you know how I feel about Pete Davidson.
And you know how I feel about Pete Davidson.
But you know more how I feel,
Yeah.
and you're
So
making
I'm
me
going to
say his
say
name more.
I'm going to say good morning.
It's a possibility. I feel like, again, the issue with Good Morning, and I'd say even with The King's Daughter, is that it's a movie that those were both movies that were not widely even seen to
Right.
be disrespected. You know, it's different with something like the tentpole movie, like Disney's Pinocchio or Morbius, things that were really like out there and promoted and seen by a large mass public amount. Those two movies, it's hard to really say anything about them, considering I wouldn't even know where to watch either of them. I don't know
Right.
if they're on Amazon. I don't know if they're on any of the other streaming networks. I don't know if I could rent it. I don't know where it is. Up until this list, I didn't even know these two things existed.
Right.
So, I mean, if I have to pick a movie, which is the worst, my money goes to Morbius only because it's been so maligned over last year. Like, to the point where it had its own memes. They tried to re release it because of the memes, and it still wasn't successful. The only movie to ever fail twice in theaters in the same year. That's incredible in its own right, but how you don't get top recognition for that, I don't know. That's got to be it.
Right. No.
So I mean, mind you, most of the nominations are pretty much going to come from these movies. So that does make it a little bit easier going through the rest of the list. Now let's go ahead to worst actor. You have Machine Gun Kelly in Good Morning. Pete Davidson's voiceover in the animated Marmaduke movie that was on Netflix. Tom Hanks as Geppetto in Pinocchio. Jared Leto as Morbius. And Sylvester Stallone in Amazon Prime's Samaritan.
Hold on. I would say Pete Davidson again.
See, part of me would want to say, okay, I agree with you there. But again, with as lifeless as Jared Leto was as Morbius, and I think it's almost more of a fall for grace for Tom Hanks. We're talking a man who won back to back Oscars, and he pulled off one of the weirdest Geppettos I've ever seen. Like, he almost tried to be too much like the cartoon. It's different for, like, Pete to do, like, a voiceover cartoon, because then it's more on the animation of the movie, which I've seen the Marmaduke movie. Gross animation. Like, this, the characters are just bleh looking, like, not enticing. So I think it's easy enough to like walk through a performance like that and just be like, whatever. But for Tom freaking Hanks, to do what he did last year, not just in this movie, but also in Elvis, dude, what's wrong with the man?
I don't know. I really think Tom Hanks did a heck of a job as Geppetto. I don't know.
Ah, no.
I don't even believe that Steven was Sylvester
Sylvester
Stallone.
Stallone.
Oh yeah, Sylvester Stallone shouldn't even be up here for that movie.
Oh, you
Samaritan.
saw Samaritan? Because I
Yeah,
didn't.
it was really good. I don't know why he's up here.
My guess is, I mean, I didn't see the movie, but I mean, Sylvester Stallone in an action movie where he's basically trying to be like a superhero or a retired superhero.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just it makes me feel like it's one of those roles where Stallone's just going to be Stallone. Like he's really not like adding anything to the role, you know? Would that be accurate considering you saw the movie I didn't?
Mm, it was like Stallone playing two characters.
Two characters.
Yeah, I would say that, but one was more fully Stallone. The other one was more. Think of Stallone in his younger years.
Like Rambo, Rocky,
What was the other one? The one where Cash and Tango,
Tango and Cash.
Tango and Cash.
Yeah, I think that was him and what, Kurt Russell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
think of it that way.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Now I see why he's nominated. All right.
Wait, you do?
Yeah. Cuz
Oh.
for Stallone to be anything other than rough and gruff is kind of like it's weird. Like, did you ever see him in like the third Spy Kids movie as the villain?
Oh.
Yeah, Stallone doing anything but Stallone is just weird.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Oh.
kind of I'm not kind of not surprised there. I
Oh.
hate to say it, but
Oh. Oh.
all right.
Oh.
So
Wait, wait,
moving on to
wait.
worst
Wait, no,
actress.
no, stay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Stay.
whoa, whoa.
Go back. Even though I like Samaritan.
Oh, so now you're changing your mind?
Uh, Sylvester Stallone. Oh God, why you had to bring that image up? You brought up
Oh
Spy.
man, it happened.
You brought
It's
up
true. It's
Spy Kid.
factual.
You brought up Spy Kids. Oh, oh, oh. Dag, I feel like I'm getting hit by Rocky at right now. Ooh, ooh,
I
ooh.
don't
Okay,
know,
go.
Vic. You think I can
Keep
take
going.
Davey
Go.
on? He's a big guy. Come on, Rock. You can take him.
Go. Go to the next select. Go to the next nominee. Oh Lord. Oh. Oh.
I'm just gonna position it so that Stallone is still up there at the top. But
No, no, no,
yeah, yeah,
please.
yeah. Okay.
No.
Yes,
No.
yes.
Stop.
So,
Oh.
worst actress, we have Ryan Kiera Armstrong for Firestarter, which I think is mean,
Yeah, it
in all
is.
honesty, because she's a little kid. It's like one of her first movies. You can't be mad at her. Bryce Dallas Howard for Jurassic Park Dominion. Okay.
Wait, who's that?
Bryce Dallas Howard,
Yeah. Which
she's
one?
redhead.
Okay.
Right. And then we get into three movies again. Have not seen these movies. Didn't know they existed until I saw this list. Diane Keaton for Mac and Rita. Kaya Scodelario for The King's Daughter, which I'm guessing she played the King's daughter. And Alicia Silverstone for The Requiem. So no idea, no idea, and no idea. My vote's going to Bryce Dallas Howard.
I saw Jurassic Park Dominion. Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay.
Okay, no argument there. All right. Um, worst remake, ripoff, or sequel. So we have Blonde,
I'm gonna stop
which
you. I gotta stop you. Ladies and gentlemen, I said that I wasn't gonna mention this movie as the worst, but after looking at the selection, I am gonna break that promise. and let it be known because the ending was horrible. They didn't do the real voicing simulation and the accuracy of the whole purpose of watching Pinocchio. Disney's Pinocchio.
So you're moving Disney's Pinocchio as worst film or worst remake ripoff sequel?
Worst remake sequel.
Okay, okay. Um, I can understand that. I can understand that. But the thing for me is, it's like a 50-50 coin toss when it comes to Disney live action remakes. So even when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this is either going to be good or bad. There will be no
And
in
it
between.
wasn't bad. It's just the ending didn't stay true to the cartoon animation when you had Pinocchio's trying to be the real boy. It didn't stay true. I'm sorry. I just had a
I
moment
thought
there.
I was a Disney fan. Damn.
It didn't stay true to the story. It stayed, it went off and said, oh, and Pinocchio went off and lived with Geppetto and they lived happily ever after. But the concept was for him to be a real boy.
Yeah, it didn't stick the landing. I know, but all right, breathe easy, breathe easy. Let's go through the rest of the nominations. So, Pinocchio aside, we have Blonde, of the Netflix movie. Also on Netflix, we have a rare buy one get one for both the 365 days sequels that came out last year, 365's this day and the next 365 days,
Mm-hmm.
because it they're not great. Like, I understand why some women went ahead and was like, "Ooh, you have to check out these movies." They're not great. Like, I would almost give 50 Shades of Grey more credit than these movies.
Don't you dare talk about that film.
Hey, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Don't you dare talk about that film. That film was, oh my God.
Hey, that trilogy probably better than this trilogy.
No, that trilogy was the reason I broke up with a girl that took me to go see that film.
Oh God. Okay, fine, fine. Hold on, wait. So because you have bad memories of the movie, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. How is it? Yeah, okay. How is it that made things go south for you and this lady? Like, explain this to me. Hold on. Let's give you center stage here, if we can. Dang it,
Dang
okay,
it
yeah,
again?
dude. I don't know how to work this. Just go ahead.
Nah, it was just
There, that's better.
the amount of timing and execution on this date to go see 50 Shades of Grey. I
Oh,
had to
okay. Here we
wait.
go. That's better.
I had to suffer a cut thumb while I was in the establishment. I almost got called by the on by the police, by the manager, while they already saw me on videotape purchasing the Neosporin and the Band-Aid, just so I can basically clean it up. So when I go to New York and meet this date, they don't see blood on my hands. So
What he
I get,
says.
and then we get there. She got a friend with her.
Ooh.
A friend saying, "Oh, she wanted to see the film too."
But she says
Really?
she's just a friend. But she
No,
says she's
no, not that female friend.
okay. Okay.
So throughout this whole entire time you thinking I'm some type of weirdo creep guy or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because this is your first time meeting me. Sitting there in the movie, I'm like, in the back of my mind, trying to keep my peace, trying to find a happy medium. And you know what? I could not find a happy medium. So throughout the whole entire movie, I was biting my lip, trying to figure out why did I even go see this movie? Why did I even go see the movie with her? And why her friend is right next in the theater. Like, I understand that y'all have insecurity moments, but not everybody or every guy has the tendencies to be a weirdo. If I'm asking you out a date, you have a right to say yes or no. But the movie wasn't all that great. It was a waste of my time, my energy, money, just to go through all that, just to see that crap. But anyway, back to the nominations.
You good?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Firestarter and Jurassic World Dominion.
I say Pinocchio.
After all that. Uh,
What do you say, Ryan?
you know what? I'm going to go with the 365 days. Just
Okay.
because it's a buy one, get one, two movies for the price of one, let's put them both out there.
Okay.
Because, I mean, there have been worse remakes of Pinocchio, I'm sure. There have been
Mm,
worse remakes of Firestarter.
mm,
And as far as sequels, I mean, at least with Dominion, it's supposed to be done. With 365,
mm.
I don't know if they're finished yet. There may be more. So nip it in the bud while you can.
Next one.
Worst supporting actress. We have Adria Arona, Ajona, uh, the girl from Morbius. We have Lorraine Bracco's voice in Pinocchio. She was the one who voiced the seagull.
Mm,
We have Penelope Cruz in the 355. We have Fan Bingbing for the 355 and The King's Daughter. So she's double nominated, although it's just she was bad in both.
mm.
And then Mira Sorvino for Lamborghini, The Man Behind the Legend, which I, again, had no idea that it even came out.
I heard about that movie, but I'm not. I'm going to cross her out because she does not deserve that award. Because for technical reasons, I'm going to go with Tag. And I didn't see the 355.
No, neither did I. Neither did a lot of people. But again, this is the same issue with The King's Daughter because both of these were released in January of last year. So
Mm-hmm.
we were still like relatively still COVID oriented. We were just coming off of people going back to the theaters finally for Spider-Man, but then people only went for Spider-Man. They didn't go for this stuff.
Mm.
So people were still a little COVID shy, more so than they are nowadays. And here she is, Fan Bingbing, who is a pretty good actress, but she had back-to-back bombs in the same month.
So do you blame her or do you blame the film?
It's hard to say. I mean,
I say blame the film.
I would say. Yes, true. Give her maybe a little bit of a better chance next time. But in that regard, I would probably say for the worst actress, Lorraine Bracco for Pinocchio, because that seagull was just annoying. There was no need for the character to be made. Like, what was the point? Just to give somebody to talk to Jiminy? Well, they had every other character from the movie, and even then, the couple of the ones that they added, like the ballerina girl that was
Mm-hmm.
with Stromboli,
She was
I had no problem
excellent.
with her. She was needless, but I had no problem with her. What was the point of the seagull except for exhibition?
Hmm. Next nomination.
And that's a shame because Lorraine Bracco deserves better. She's a great actress.
Yes.
Worst supporting actor: Pete Davidson's role in Good Morning, Tom Hanks in Elvis as the Colonel, Xavier Samuel in Blonde, Maud's son, who also was in Good Morning, who pretty much helped Machine Gun Kelly make Good Morning happen. He was like the other person who was like making the film, and Evan Williams in Blonde. So Good Morning gets two bad supporting nods, Blonde gets two bad supporting nods, and then Tom Hanks.
You know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going with it.
So come on,
And
say
as
it.
much as I would want to
Come
agree
on,
with
say
you,
it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
no,
Say it. Say it. Say
no,
it.
this is gonna
Say it.
pain me to say this. It's gonna
Come
pain
on.
me, but
Go ahead. Say. Hi-ya!
no, because here's the thing. Okay, God, I'm gonna hate to say this.
Say
I
it.
don't think of the two nominated for Good Morning, Pete Davidson should be held for it. Because
Pete
here's the thing.
Davidson. Pete
No,
Davidson.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. His was apparently just a cameo role. He was just thrown in there because he's friends with Machine Gun Kelly. Maud's son, who actually helped develop the film, who is a legitimate supporting actor in the film, should have more of the weight put on his shoulders. So if either of them were to get it, it would have to be him over Pete. Although, since I haven't seen Blonde, there's a very good possibility that either one of those guys could get it too.
Right.
As for Tom Hanks and Elvis, okay, I'm going to say, with as ridiculous as that caricature of the Colonel was, it wasn't that bad. It was weird and maybe a little off putting, but it wasn't that bad. So I don't know. I'd say if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Maud's son. Fair? Day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm back.
All right. You agree or disagree?
Pete Davidson for the kill.
All right, fine. Jesus. All right. All right, let's just run through the rest of these things here. This is where we get a little bit more deep in the woods here. Worst screen couple: Machine Gun Kelly and Maud's son in Good Morning. Which, mind you, when we say couple, it doesn't mean it has to be a romantic couple. It just means two people that share the screen. So we have those two. We have both real life characters in the fallacious White House bedroom scene in Blonde, which I haven't seen the movie, but I'm not gonna lie. That description alone makes me want to watch it just to find out what's going on, what they're talking about. Because don't forget, Blonde is rated NC-17, which I think already gives it like a certain distinction that maybe it should be warranted, shouldn't be warranted. I don't know. Tom Hanks and his latex laden face and ludicrous accent in Elvis, which, yes, okay, I agree. Uh, Andrew Dominic and his issues with women from Blonde, which again really makes me want to see what's going on here because if I'm right, I think is Andrew Dominic the director? Yeah, he's the director of the movie. So whatever he did to this movie, I really want to find out. And then the two 65-day sequels, both released in 2022. Now, I'm just gonna say it. Tom Hanks and his latex laden face and ludicrous accent, it was funny. Maybe you're not supposed to have that kind of funny in an Elvis biopic, but it was funny. And the other two things with Blonde, I, it really just makes me want to see the movie now, man. I'm probably going to do that tonight. Um, so if I had to pick,
Mhm.
I'm going Machine Gun Kelly and Mod Sun. Just because.
Yes.
Just because. Because again, you are the people making this film. If you go ahead and you make this just a vanity project and you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're just like you want to be on camera and you want to be feeling important because you made a movie. Dude, I made movies. Did I have an ego about my stuff? Heck no. I
Right.
barely promoted them. So get off your high horse, Gun or Colson, Colson Baker. Oh, jeez, that's such a white guy name. God damn it. All right, worst director. Judd Apatow for The Bubble, which surprisingly, The Bubble hasn't been given any of these other nominations, but it was a bad movie.
Then
Did you
just
see it?
pick no. But
Oh
if it
my
was
god.
but if it was a bad movie, then guess what?
What?
Out of all these films, how bad was it?
It was pretty bad, but
Is it better than Pinocchio?
oh god. All right, my brain is burning trying to think like this. Dude, in my perspective, yes. So I'm actually a little surprised by that now that I think about it. But for you that didn't see The Bubble, let me just give you a brief idea about what it was. It was basically about this film crew who was trying to get through the next like sixth installment in this dinosaur movie green screen franchise. You know, kind of wink wink nudge nudge at Jurassic Park.
Right.
But they had to do it during COVID. So the movie is about all these actors and behind the scenes people and everything all congregating in this like mansion area and being stuck there for the entirety of the filming and
Right.
how bugged out everyone got.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? Interesting concept. Maybe a little too soon, but it's Judd Apatow. You know, I give the man some credit. He has done some fine work. This movie didn't know what the hell it wanted to be. It was just all over the goddamn place. I was like, what am I watching? There's barely a lead introduction, and it just is,
Yeah.
was not great.
Right.
So the fact that it's only being nominated for worst director, I feel bad for Judd Apatow. I
Mm.
do. I'd say give him all or nothing.
Gotcha.
That aside, you do have Machine Gun Kelly and Mod Sun for Good Morning, Andrew Dominic for Blonde, Daniel Espinosa for Morbius, and Robert Zemeckis for Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going with this?
Uh, I'm gonna go with Machine Gun Kelly, and
Again, not having seen the film.
I know, but
Like I almost have to give it to Daniel Espinosa because at this point, to do a bad comic book movie is just like I don't know.
yeah,
Oh, Kyle has some things to say about MGK.
yeah,
And yeah, Jared Leto. I mean, that's why I'm saying directing wise, it should go to Morbius because
right,
Sony knows what they're doing with some Spider-Man stuff. Like, there's no excuse why they couldn't have curtailed this film. I know it was in like release hell for the longest time because of the pandemic, but even then, come on,
yeah.
no excuse.
Um,
And then I didn't even know this happened.
Well, if we
Did
don't
you know that there was a Drew
five
Carey Geppetto?
5 minutes, then that's what that is.
yeah.
Where was Drew Carey Geppetto?
Good question. Oh yeah, Ryan, I have to go.
You have to go?
Yeah,
Oh no. Okay, well, just one last thing. I'll just read it off to you.
yeah.
Worst screenplay: Blonde, Pinocchio's, Good Morning, Jurassic World Dominion, or Morbius.
Should I even give Good Morning the title? I'm gonna say Pinocchio.
Okay. All right, so we got through the nominations. In the comments, folks, let us know what your nominations would be for the Razzies. Day obviously has to go. I will have one more thing to talk about to close out the night, but Day, thank you for being with us tonight.
No problem, man.
All right, and again, we will touch base with you next week with the whole Alec Baldwin thing. But
Yes.
go ahead, do what you gotta do, man.
All right, and y'all have a good night, and we'll see each other next Monday.
Yes.
Tales from the film set.
Yeah.
Intro.
I don't know what he was doing. I honestly don't. I try not to ask. Oh, he was commenting to me in the chats like we have to end this soon. Blah blah blah. I have to go. I gotta go live. Leave. Yeah. All right. Oh, there was just a movie called Geppetto. Okay. Didn't know. It must have been like maybe a straight to Disney or straight to television movie. Maybe one of those Hallmark ones that they used to do back on NBC. I don't know. Now I'll have to search IMDb for that. Um, but before we go tonight, folks, I did want to go ahead and touch on one more little thing. It's something that we didn't really get to talk about last week, but for all intents and purposes, it is something that should be addressed simply because of not just the gravity of this person's work, but also because of the family of the Lisa Marie Presley and her passing earlier this month. Now, obviously, Priscilla Presley, her mother, wife of Elvis Presley, still alive. The burial happened this past weekend. Um, she had been fighting for a lot of, what was going on in her health. Um, Big tragedy, and I think it's a tragedy that even during award season, we're probably going to be noticing more about simply because the Elvis movie is nominated for all these awards. So there's going to be a good amount of talk of the Presley family. And whether or not that'll sway people to think about Elvis more when it comes to the nominations, and especially tomorrow when the Oscar nominations come out, whether or not this will have any sway on people, I don't know. But it's still a very sad thing to happen, especially for Priscilla Presley, who's had her own fair share of trauma with Elvis's passing. She's had her own acting career. Lisa Marie has done her work, and I know a lot of people will say you never want to outlive your children. So for Priscilla to be there, and for Lisa Marie, for as old as she was, to be somebody that had to pass on, it is a shame. It is a sad, sad event, and we definitely want to go ahead and give our condolences. I speak on behalf of everyone over on Tales from the Film Set when I say I give the condolences on behalf of myself, Davion, and Scott, and everyone else, to the Presley family. And yeah, all I can do is really present what was said from Riley Keough, who an actor in her own right, what she said in her speech. Um, this was, I guess, from Priscilla and from Riley herself. She knew it was close to the end. Survivor's guilt, some would say, but a broken heart is the doing of her death. Now she is home where she always belonged, but my heart is missing her love. Our heart is broken. Lisa, we all love you. And then Raleigh followed up as such. I remember how it felt to be loved by the most loving mother I've ever known. I remember how safe it felt to be in your arms. I remember that feeling as a child, and I remember that feeling 2 weeks ago on your couch. Thank you for showing me that love is the only thing that matters in this life. I hope I can love my daughter the way that you loved me. I don't want to get into the coroner's autopsy and the death and everything like that, but yeah, call it what you will, but the Presleys, they are entertainment royalty. So, again, our collective condolences to the Presley family and the Presley estate, to Priscilla, to Riley, to all their friends and family. And rest in peace, Lisa Marie. So, on that somber note, we're going to end it here tonight for Tales from the Film Set. Again, we will be back next week regarding Oscar noms, regarding Alec Baldwin, and definitely Davion and Scott's personal insights to that whole ordeal. I'll pretty much just be here. But from myself, from Davion, from everyone here, we hope you have a great night. Stay tuned for whatever comes on after this. And yeah, I still don't get Avatar. So, good night.